From 2016. Dams are flood mitigating. It was horrible and predictable. An ice addict was booted from a share house, and he blamed a fellow tenant, me, who had nothing to do with it. Police were called after he threatened my life, but they were toothless. He assaulted my door while drunk on Saturday of a long weekend. Easter and emergency were called at 10 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. and 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. When the police arrived at 4:30 a.m., my door was broken and my possessions unsecured, and I was thoroughly terrorized. They asked me, "Why did you keep calling emergency when we hadn't shown and he hadn't killed you in the first hour?" After the damage he had done, they could not protect me or evict him, and so I was required to take what I could and go to emergency accommodation. Meanwhile, the ice addict went berserk, dismantling the house until SWAT took him into custody on Tuesday. When I finally got to see the court the following week, he had not killed me, but he had damaged my few remaining possessions, and it turned out the landlord was not insured, and the court insisted on temporary mediation, and the landlord took half my bond because he could not access the ice addict's bond. Nikki Sava reminds me of the Iraqi defense spokesperson who claimed Bush was losing the second Iraq war. She cannot be paid enough for this trashing of her own reputation. I have no problem with Hanson speaking, but she isn't helpful in addressing the issues, but neither is the ALP or Greens. Australian Jewish leaders who support 18C have failed in their duty to their own people and family. It is as if they had tried to convert their own family to another religion, to multiculturalism in place of their faith. Freedom of speech is important. I thought Neville Wran should have been jailed for corruption. I had no problem with what he said. I didn't agree with him much. I objected to what he did. Under Wran, it was like druggies and killers got leniency. It didn't begin or end with Nifty. I criticized her speech years ago, I still do, but her concerns have validity. I wish she would talk with more precision. There are good people that are targeted by her mistakes. However, there are good people targeted by Green's mistakes too. And NXT are planning to be obstructive in Senate. The dog's breakfast is entirely down to Turnbull's hubris. Was the perpetrator a child? Dan Andrews previously released? Was it Wran? For some, at the moment, the sex party has more credibility.